you, sir. Senator McLachlan.
Thank you, Mr. President. I rise in agreement with my colleagues in thanking the professional staff of the Connecticut General Assembly, both partisan and career staff, who have done a fine job following the direction of the Democratic leadership in this budget cycle. I don't agree with the product, but I am very thankful for all of the hard work that's gone into this. You know, early in the 2009 legislative session, I was excited to be appointed to a new commission created to identify potential improvements and efficiencies of our state government. And I felt my experience with this process in local government would be helpful and lend a unique perspective to the Commission on Enhancing Agency Outcomes. Unfortunately, the Democratic majority leadership refused to seriously consider reinventing Connecticut state government operations. The only real opportunity for this legislature to actually reduce spending. Public Act 0902 spells out the charge of the Commission, that the Commission on Enhancing Agency Outcomes shall identify functional overlaps and other redundancies among state agencies and promote efficiency and accountability in state government by identifying ways to eliminate such overlaps and redundancies and by making such other recommendations as the Commission deems appropriate, with the goal to reducing costs to the state and enhancing the quality and accessibility of state services. I co-hosted a CEAO public hearing in Danbury with my colleague, Senator Schlossberg, where residents and business leaders shared testimony of common sense approaches to government efficiency. They said, think like a business. What a novel idea. Budget rhetoric has been abundant all summer, as the Democratic majority leadership has really dragged their feet, I think, on the difficult decisions of this fiscal crisis. The major disappointment, really, the major disappointment is we've squandered an opportunity to truly reinvent Connecticut state government. Unfortunately, the supermajority Democrats in this legislature are preserving special interest in expanding rather than reducing state government. This budget before us increases spending. Increases spending over $800 million over the next 2 years. That's breathtaking. State government is spending more money when every resident of Connecticut is cutting their own spending. Obama bucks are the savior for many state budgets this year across the country. But Connecticut's taxpayers must pick up the increased cost when the Obama bucks disappear in 2 years. Surely President Obama can't keep printing money at this pace when the federal deficit is in the stratosphere. You know, only 21% of the Obama bucks that are coming to Connecticut are for infrastructure improvements. The real chance for new jobs in Connecticut. The rest of the federal stimulus money is filling cavernous holes in our state budget and really sustaining current levels of spending, preserving existing government jobs. This fact raises future deficits in Connecticut. When the Obama bucks disappear, the deficits will remain. And I believe this is an example of us just kicking the can down the road. Our economy fell off a cliff last year, and the federal government raced to the rescue with Obama bucks as a short-term fix. Even if the recession ends next year, our state budget will fall off another cliff because we can't replace the Obama bucks in 2011. We certainly can't replace the Obama bucks with more taxes because this legislature is about ready to pass the largest tax increase in the history of the state of Connecticut. State government cannot survive operating like it does today. The biggest disappointment during my first year as a legislator is the unwillingness of the supermajority Democrats of this legislature to consider substantive, efficient reforms of government operations. The Commission on Enhancing Agency Outcomes really should have met all summer to discuss reorganizing government and had some substantive proposals for us today. As some of my colleagues have stated already, Connecticut truly is at a crossroads. This budget debate should be about making tough decisions now to prepare for the next cliff that we face in 2 years. If we fail to act responsibly now, the decisions in 2011, I believe, will be catastrophic to state government operations. I urge my fellow legislators on both sides of the aisle, let us not kick the can down the road today. Connecticut government spending outpaced our taxpayer residents' income by 64% since 1987. Imagine that. Connecticut government spending grew at such a rapid pace in the last 22 years that it far exceeded the growth of income for the residents who fund the government with their taxes. 26,000 Connecticut taxpayers earned over $1 million last year, but half of them don't live in Connecticut. What does that tell you? People who have a choice leave the state. Let's take a look at New York, recently rated dead last, number 50 in the United States in state economic outlook rankings. New York has the highest personal income tax rates in the country. New York has the highest corporate income tax rates in the country. New York has the highest outward migration in the country. And what does that mean to New York? Well, let's look closely at the membership of the United States House of Representatives. In 1970, the state of New York had 39 seats in Congress. Today, New York has 29 seats in Congress, and in 2030, New York is projected to have just 23 seats in the United States House of Representatives. New York will be down 41% in their seats in Congress. And I submit to you that high taxes means residents leave for friendlier states. They lose seats in Congress, and they lose power in the Congress of the United States. I submit to you that tax policy, similar to the proposal before us tonight, is regressive and will chase business and residents from the great state of Connecticut. I rest my case. No new taxes. Cut spending. That's what the voters are asking us to do. Thank you.